Deer hunting is the hunting for deer, simply for meat or for sport, an activity which dates back, accordingly, thousands of years. There are many different types of deer all around the world that can be hunted for their resource. That resource in the deer's case being venison, in our case adrenochrome, blood, children, organs. The list goes on. For sport, often hunters try to kill the deer with the largest and most antlers to score them using inches, and then later becoming a trophy. Antlers are an extension of the deer's skull and could be compared to a crown which we see on these royals of the world, but ourselves have a crown. And with the deers and the antlers, it is the measurement of those antlers to see who wins the competition. They measure the tine length, beam mass by each tine, and then add all these measurements up to get a score. The human, however, would be measured for life force or consciousness, shown in doctors' sleep as steam, the very essence of our self, the spiritual identity of ourselves. Not only that, the antlers represent our defence. Deers use them as self-defence. They've taken away our defences, which is our spiritual self, our tools and our aspects, wisdom and our heart, the core principles of our inner self. The antlers can also be seen as branches, and the etymology does stem from branches, no pun intended. The top of a deer's head, the way the antlers form round, ultimately represent not only the two sides of our own brain and the hemispheres, but the realm and what we sit within, almost like we are a dream of the deer, and the killing of the deer like the killing of God. Now, in the scene that I'm about to show, which is from a movie which shows the hunting of deer, we need to see it for what it is truly showing. The deer represents us, or represents innocent spirituality, beauty, true royalty. The deer represents, again, us, maybe more so children, innocence. The hunters, generally on horseback, often suited, always high ranking. And when we refer this to what I'm talking about, these are the people that run the world, essentially. The people that control the game, control the hunt. They ride along with their dogs. The dogs set forth the chase and lead the hunters to the deer, sometimes catching the deer before the hunters get to it. The dogs rarely rewarded, of course. Hardly get any of the prize. The dogs we could compare to the henchmen, to the workers, to the slaves of the elite that do their dirty work, that traffic, that chase, that secure, in some case, ripping the deer apart itself. More so, a lot of the time, just simply leading the hunter to the deer, for the hunter to gain the reward of the sport, the kill. Sometimes maimed by a dog, these deers may be. Still, the hunter generally leads the final blow, killing strike. The hunter, with his friends, of course, other elites, potentially representing families. These families put the chase on the purest of this world, which are our children, often represented by deer, running through a park. The park, our realm, where we sit, easily comparable to, say, a Westworld scenario. The realm we sit in, compared to a park. We, the deer, often hunted. Many different types of deer, mostly left alone for when needed, for when resource is needed. Only the most special, the purest, the biggest type get given chase, get seeked, or in other cases, the most expendable. the ones that people wouldn't notice go missing or even care about. So simply hidden are things like this, given a metaphor and an analogy, another visual to represent what is truly being shown, and that is the tarnishing of humanity itself, with this one deer representing the purity of humanity and the killing of that purity for sport and resource. Let them not hunt us anymore. Love and light.